Some people don't understand that when you dealing with somebody like me, it's a certain space issue, and then it's a certain time that you need to be right there and let everybody know what it is. Yeah, I am the one, not the two.
In the world of hip-hop, a plethora of dramatic altercations have taken place, ranging from feuds to controversies. The history of violence doesn't help either. A new drama unfolded a while ago involving two iconic characters, Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight. They found themselves entangled in another clash, with allegations of Snoop's wife cheating on him flying on the internet. Here's what happened. Knight replies to Snoop. Suge Knight took to his Collect Call podcast and unleashed a storm of shocking accusations targeting some of the biggest names in the business, including Diddy, Dr. Dre, Russell Simmons, and the late Andre Harrell. According to Suge, Andre Harrell, the former boss of Uptown Records, had been involved in a secret affair with Russell Simmons. Suge Knight claimed that these influential figures had been living a double life, projecting a certain image to the public while engaging in same-sex relationships behind closed doors. The allegations made by Suge Knight sparked a firestorm of speculation and debate. Fans and industry insiders alike were left wondering if there's any substance to these claims, or if it's just another attempt by Knight to stir up controversy. But it was Snoop Dogg's response that truly turned up the heat. Known for his laid-back demeanor, Snoop, one of the industry's most prominent figures, took to Instagram to express his thoughts on the matter. Under an Instagram post, he wrote, "SimH, I'm praying for that brother that he finds peace." Little did he know that this would only be the beginning of a heated feud between the two. Again, Suge, in response to Snoop's reply, brought out daggers and went for the kill. He responded, bringing Snoop's personal life into the spotlight and alleging that Snoop's own wife was involved in infidelity. It's clear that there's a lot of bad blood between these two, and it's been brewing for years. The first signs of tension between Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg appeared in the mid-1990s. At the height of Death Row Records' success, rumors began to circulate about financial disputes and power struggles within the label. Snoop Dogg, as one of Death Row's biggest artists, found himself caught in the middle of the turmoil. In 1996, Snoop Dogg made the decision to leave Death Row Records, citing creative differences and a desire for more artistic freedom. This move marked a turning point in the relationship between Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg, as it signaled the beginning of a bitter and public feud. Following his departure from Death Row, Snoop Dogg signed with Master P's No Limit Records, a move that was seen as a direct challenge to Suge Knight's dominance in the industry. This decision further fueled the animosity between the two, with Suge feeling betrayed by Snoop's departure, and Snoop determined to prove himself as a solo artist. Over the years, the feud between Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg continued to simmer beneath the surface. While they occasionally crossed paths at industry events and award shows, tensions remained high, and their interactions were often marked by icy glares and subtle jabs. In 2002, Snoop Dogg released the track Pimp Slapped, which many interpreted as a direct diss towards Suge Knight. The lyrics contained thinly veiled references to their strained relationship and hinted at the underlying power dynamics within the music industry. Despite the ongoing feud, both Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg managed to maintain successful careers. Suge continued to be a prominent figure in the music industry, albeit with a tarnished reputation due to various legal issues, which I'll talk about later. Snoop, on the other hand, solidified his status as a hip-hop icon, releasing hit albums and collaborating with some of the biggest names in the industry. Somewhere along the line, Suge Knight dropped a bombshell revelation and accused Snoop Dogg of secretly working as an informant for the FBI for over a decade, providing them with crucial information about criminal activities within the music industry. According to him, Snoop's alleged role as an informant extended to various illegal activities, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and even organized crime. He claimed that Snoop had been meeting with FBI agents behind closed doors, exchanging information in exchange for immunity from prosecution. The allegations made by Suge Knight were nothing short of sensational. Many people questioned the authenticity of Suge's claims, while others wondered if there was any truth to the accusations. The implications of Snoop Dogg's alleged double life as an informant were staggering. As news of Suge Knight's allegations spread, the hip-hop community was divided. Some stood by Snoop Dogg, dismissing the claims as baseless and a desperate attempt by Suge to regain relevance. Others, however, were more skeptical, acknowledging the possibility that there might be some truth to the shocking allegations. Not to mention the media frenzy surrounding the feud between Suge and Snoop, it reached a fever pitch. News outlets dissected every detail of the allegations, analyzing the potential implications and searching for any corroborating evidence. The public was hungry for answers, eager to uncover the truth behind the shocking claims. Despite the mounting pressure, Snoop Dogg remained silent, refusing to address the allegations made by Suge Knight. His silence only fueled the speculation and added to the intrigue surrounding the situation. Fans and critics alike anxiously awaited a response from Snoop, hoping for some clarity and an explanation for the shocking accusations. The music industry, already known for its cutthroat nature, was now faced with the possibility that one of its biggest stars course, had been operating as an informant for the FBI. The saying, "When two elephants fight, the grasses suffer," played its role in the ongoing feud. Fellow artists who had worked with both Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg found themselves caught in the crossfire. Some stood by Snoop, refusing to believe the allegations and expressing their support for him. Others, however, were more cautious, acknowledging the seriousness of the claims and calling for a thorough investigation. The future of both Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg's careers hung in the balance as the fallout from the allegations continued. Suge, already a controversial figure with a history of legal issues, faced the possibility of further tarnishing his reputation. The allegations against Snoop, if proven true, could have serious legal and professional consequences. For Snoop Dogg, the allegations threatened to overshadow his decades-long career and the legacy he had built. The once beloved artist now found himself at the center of a scandal that had the potential to redefine his public image. The impact on his brand and his relationships within the industry were uncertain, leaving fans and industry insiders wondering what the future held for the iconic rapper. As the dust settled, it became clear that the fallout from Suge Knight's reply would have long-lasting implications. The hip-hop community, forever changed by the shocking allegations, would need time to heal and rebuild. The careers of both Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg would undoubtedly be affected, with the extent of the damage yet to be determined. The public confrontations between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight extended beyond social media. There were instances where the two men came face to face, leading to tense and sometimes explosive encounters. These confrontations further solidified the animosity between them and kept their feud in the public eye. One notable incident occurred at the 2018 BET Awards. During the break, Suge found his way to the empty seat next to Snoop, and a heated conversation ensued, filling the air with tension. Thankfully, the host, Steve Harvey, handled the situation with class, and everything was quenched before it could get any hotter. The deed had been done already. The incident served as a stark reminder of the deep-rooted tensions between the two camps. Despite all the feuds and beef, there have been moments of temporary truces and attempts at reconciliation between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight. In 2016, it seemed that their issues had been put to rest, at least temporarily, when Snoop expressed his love and respect for Knight in an interview. He acknowledged the positive impact Knight had on his life and emphasized the greatness that he saw in him. Snoop said, "Because I love that man. He changed my life," and that gets overshadowed by the negative energy projected by him and the stupid he did when he was in the streets. Picture that they paint as far as half the man, but if you know the whole man, there was more greatness in him than anything. He just didn't have a chance to highlight that. Similarly, Knight has also expressed moments of appreciation for Snoop Dogg. In the past, he has acknowledged Snoop's talent and the impact he has had on the music industry. Sadly, these moments of reconciliation have been short-lived, and the beef between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight continues to simmer. In the end, Suge's loss of Death Row Records seems to be at the heart of their feud. Losing control of a record label can be a devastating blow to someone like Suge Knight, who built his empire on it. It's understandable that he would harbor resentment towards Snoop. While the possibility of a full reconciliation between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight remains uncertain, there is always the potential for a resolution in the future. The music industry has seen its fair share of unexpected alliances and reunions, and it is not uncommon for feuds to eventually be put to rest. This makes it difficult to predict what the future holds for the beef between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight. Will there be a moment of reconciliation and forgiveness, or will the feud continue to simmer indefinitely? Only time will tell. Snoop's wife cheating. The first murmurs of Shantae's alleged affair began to surface. Some sources claim that she was seen with a mysterious man, sparking speculation about a potential extramarital relationship. However, concrete evidence was scarce, and the rumors remained just that. Fast forward to 2011, and the whispers surrounding Shantae's alleged affair grew louder. A photo emerged, allegedly showing Shantae with a man who was rumored to be her side piece. The exact date of the photo remains unknown, but it caused quite a stir within the hip-hop community. People began questioning the state of Snoop and Shantae's marriage, and whether infidelity was a factor. The rumors had little to no evidence, except for a picture, of course, so they died a natural death. A few days again, these rumors reached a fever pitch. Suge Knight brought them back to life with a few words, and you guessed it, the picture. Funnily enough, throughout the years, Snoop Dogg's reputation for infidelity had also been a topic of discussion. Rumors of his extramarital affairs had been circulating for quite some time, with allegations of drug use and infidelity. It seemed that the couple's marriage was far from conventional, with both parties potentially straying from their vows. Despite the rumors and allegations, Snoop and Shantae managed to maintain a certain level of privacy and discretion. They continued to present a united front to the public, leaving many to wonder about the true nature of their relationship. Were they simply leading separate lives while remaining legally married, or was there more to the story? Although infidelity is not uncommon in the world of celebrity relationships, the pressures of fame, constant travel, and temptations can put a strain on even the strongest of partnerships. Snoop and Shantae's situation may be a reflection of the complexity complexities and challenges faced by couples in the spotlight. Truth remains that the true nature of Snoop and Shantae's relationship remains largely unknown. While rumors and allegations have swirled, we must remember that we are outsiders looking in. Only Snoop and Shantae truly know the intricacies of their marriage and the choices they have made. At the same time, the fact remains that there's a picture of Shantae and a man spreading like wildfire, and it looks quite suspicious. The identity of the man in the photo remains unclear, but speculation and theories run rampant. It's even more sad when the history of their relationship is brought to the table. Before Snoop Dogg became a global music sensation, he had a partner by his side who played a crucial role in shaping his career. That partner was none other than his wife, Shantae Broaddus. Shantae's entrepreneurial spirit and business acumen became evident as she took on the role of managing Snoop Dogg's early career. She recognized his talent and saw the potential for greatness. With her guidance and support, she helped pave the way for his success in the music industry. More than that, Shantae's dedication and hard work led her to establish Boss Lady Entertainment, a thriving music management company. Through this venture, she not only managed Snoop Dogg's career, but also nurtured other talented artists, leaving an indelible mark on the industry. Shantae's influence extended beyond music management. She also ventured into film production, with notable projects including the 2012 documentary Reincarnated, which provided an intimate look into the life of her famous husband. The Los Angeles Times reported that Boss Lady Entertainment oversees the compound, an event space featuring recording and dance studios that has been utilized by powerhouse musicians such as Kendrick Lamar, Cardi B, and Wiz Khalifa. In 2021, she took on the official role of Snoop Dogg's manager, expanding his various business ventures and overseeing partnership deals across multiple industries. Her responsibilities include managing partnerships in the cannabis, spirits, gaming, music, brand partnerships, touring, licensing, and TV film space. Snoop Dogg has always recognized Shantae's invaluable contributions to his career. He has described her as his final gut check, someone who has guided his decisions from day one. In a press release, Snoop Dogg expressed his gratitude for Shantae's guidance and acknowledged that he wouldn't be where he is today without her. Together, they have built the Snoop Dogg empire, and Shantae's official role as his manager further solidifies their partnership. Their ability to balance their personal and professional lives is truly remarkable. Snoop Dogg has emphasized the importance of family and the deep bond he shares with his children. He believes that his relationship with his kids is more important than anything else. As a father, mentor, and friend, he has been there for them every step of the way. In addition to her professional endeavors, Shantae has become a social media sensation, captivating her followers with uplifting messages and showcasing her infectious dance moves. Her positive energy and motivational quotes have garnered a significant following on platforms like Instagram. They got married on June 14, 1997. Their love seemed unbreakable, but as their fame grew, so did the pressures that came with it. The trappings of fame can be intoxicating, and Snoop Dogg found himself caught in its web. As his star continued to rise, the temptations and distractions of the music industry began to take a toll on his relationship with Shantae. In 2004, Snoop Dogg made a shocking decision. He filed for divorce, seeking an escape from the challenges that had consumed their relationship. But sometimes, it takes hitting rock bottom to realize what truly matters. Snoop Dogg soon came to his senses, realizing the mistake he had made. He knew he couldn't live without Shantae and their children. Snoop Dogg's journey to redemption was not an easy one. It required a whole lot of begging and pleading as he tried to rebuild the trust and love that had been damaged. The couple's love story was often showcased in the media, with Snoop Dogg publicly expressing his devotion to Shantae. They were seen as relationship goals, a beacon of hope in an industry known for its turbulent romances. But behind closed doors, the picture-perfect facade began to crumble. Tell me why rumors of Snoop Dogg's infidelity started to circulate, casting a shadow over their seemingly idyllic union. Tabloids ran wild with stories of secret rendezvous and illicit affairs, painting a different picture of the rap icon's personal life. The public was left wondering if there was any truth to these shocking allegations. Women claiming to have had affairs with Snoop Dogg came forward, sharing explicit details of their encounters. Their stories painted a picture of a man consumed by temptation, willing to risk everything for a moment of pleasure. This scandal has undoubtedly put a strain on Snoop Dogg's marriage. It's heartbreaking to see a relationship that appeared so strong crumble under the weight of infidelity. The consequences of Snoop Dogg's alleged betrayal were not limited to his personal life. The scandal had a ripple effect on his career, with sponsors and business partners reconsidering their associations with the tarnished star. The backlash was swift and unforgiving. Snoop Dogg's once loyal fan base felt betrayed, questioning their allegiance to an artist whose actions contradicted the image he had cultivated over the years. That being said, infidelity can undoubtedly strain even the strongest of relationships. For Shantae, the public scrutiny surrounding her alleged affair may have taken a toll on her emotional well-being. The weight of judgment and criticism can be overwhelming, especially especially when it involves such a personal matter. It's possible that she has had to navigate through a range of emotions, from guilt and regret to a desire for redemption. As for Snoop Dogg, the allegations may have caused a significant strain on his relationship with Shantae. Trust, once broken, can be challenging to rebuild. The couple may have had to engage in open and honest communication, seeking professional help or counseling to address the underlying issues that led to the alleged affair. However, it's essential to remember that relationships are complex and there is no one-size-fits-all response to infidelity. Some couples are able to work through the challenges and emerge stronger on the other side. Others may choose to part ways, recognizing that the damage caused by the affair is irreparable. In the case of Snoop and Shantae, their unique arrangement and history of alleged infidelity may have influenced their response to the scandal. They may have chosen to redefine the boundaries of their relationship, opting for a more unconventional approach that allows for individual freedom while maintaining a legal partnership. It's also worth considering the impact of external factors on their relationship. The pressures of fame, constant public scrutiny, and the temptations that come with the entertainment industry can strain even the most solid relationships. Snoop and Shantae may have faced these challenges throughout their marriage, leading to a more fluid and non-traditional dynamic. Ultimately, the impact of Shantae's alleged affair on her and Snoop Dogg's relationship is known only to them. They may have chosen to address the issue privately, away from the prying eyes of the public. It's crucial to respect their privacy and allow them the space to navigate through this challenging time. Death Row Records. In the early 1990s, a seismic shift was about to occur in the music industry. A new record label was emerging from the streets of Los Angeles, ready to revolutionize hip-hop and leave an indelible mark on the genre. This label was none other than Death Row Records. Founded in 1991 by Tracy the Doc Lynn Curry, Andre Dr. Dre Young, Suge Knight, and Richard Gilbert Dick Griffey, Death Row Records was a force to be reckoned with. With a roster of talented artists and a unique sound, the label quickly gained popularity and became a powerhouse in the music industry. The early success of Death Row Records can be attributed to its ability to tap into the raw energy and authenticity of the West Coast hip-hop scene. The label's artists were unapologetic, their lyrics reflecting the harsh realities of life on the streets. In 1992, Death Row Records burst onto the scene with the release of Dr. Dre's groundbreaking album, The Chronic. This album introduced the world to a new style of rap known as G-Funk, characterized by its smooth melodies, heavy bass lines, and gritty lyrics. It was an instant hit, selling millions of copies and solidifying Death Row's place in the music industry. Riding the success of The Chronic, Death Row Records quickly became a powerhouse in the industry, signing some of the most talented and controversial artists of the time. One of the first artists to join Death Row Records was a young and charismatic rapper named Snoop Dogg. With his smooth flow and laid-back style, Snoop quickly became a fan favorite. His debut album, Doggy Style, released in 1993, became an instant classic, solidifying his status as one of the biggest names in hip-hop. The album was an instant success, selling over 800,000 copies in its first week and solidifying Snoop's status as a rising star in the rap game. It went on to become one of the best-selling rap albums of all time, with over 11 million copies sold in the United States alone. Doggy Style showcased Snoop Dogg's unique flow, laid-back delivery, and captivating storytelling. The album featured hit singles such as Gin and Juice, What's My Name, and Doggy Dog World, which became anthems of the West Coast hip-hop scene. Snoop Dogg's smooth vocals and catchy hooks resonated with audiences, and he quickly became a household name. However, the success of Doggy Style was not without its controversies. The album's explicit lyrics and themes of gang violence and drug use drew criticism from some quarters. Snoop Dogg's association with the gangsta rap genre also led to accusations of promoting violence and criminal behavior. Despite the controversies, Doggy Style remained a cultural phenomenon and solidified Snoop Dogg's status as a rap superstar. Snoop Dogg's success was just the beginning. Death Row Records, under the guidance of Suge Knight and Dr. Dre, unleashed the new sound to the world, G-Funk. This genre-defining style combined funky bass lines, melodic hooks, and hard-hitting lyrics, capturing the essence of the West Coast lifestyle. One of Snoop Dogg's most notable collaborations was with Pharrell Williams, a renowned producer and artist. The duo worked together on several projects, including the hit single Beautiful from Snoop Dogg's 2002 album, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. The song was a commercial success and showcased Snoop Dogg's ability to seamlessly blend rap with R&B and pop elements. As Death Row Records reached new heights of success, tensions began to simmer within the label. Suge Knight's iron-fisted leadership style clashed with the artistic freedom sought by the artist. One of the most shocking incidents associated with Death Row Records was the murder of aspiring rapper William Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe, who was pressuring Suge Knight to sign him, met a tragic end at the hands of a fellow Mob Piru member. This shocking act of violence sent shockwaves through the music industry and further solidified Death Row Records' reputation as a label with ties to gang violence. The death of Tupac Shakur in 1996 was another devastating blow to Death Row Records. Tupac, Tupac, one of the label's brightest stars, was tragically gunned down in a drive-by shooting, leaving a void that could never be filled. Another high-profile murder was that of the notorious Big, also known as Biggie Smalls. Allegedly orchestrated by Suge Knight as revenge for the death of Tupac Shakur, Biggie's murder remains shrouded in mystery and controversy. The feud between the Mob Piru and Fruittown Piru, two rival gangs associated with Death Row Records, escalated to deadly proportions. Several mob pirates associated with the label lost their lives in the crossfire, leaving a trail of bloodshed and tragedy. These shocking incidents not only tarnished Death Row Records' reputation, but also attracted the attention of law enforcement. The label became the subject of numerous investigations and legal battles. Snoop Dogg, in particular, felt the strain of this power struggle. Snoop Dogg's personal journey mirrored the turmoil within Death Row Records. In August 1996, he faced a murder charge in connection with the death of a gang member. The trial became a media spectacle, with Snoop's fate hanging in the balance. It was during this time that Suge Knight played a pivotal role in supporting Snoop and helping him navigate the legal system. Knight claimed to have evidence that would prove Snoop's innocence and used his influence to ensure that the rapper was acquitted of the charges. This victory further solidified Snoop's loyalty to Knight and Death Row Records. However, it also marked the beginning of a rift between the two men. Although Snoop Dogg was acquitted of the charge, the experience forced him to reflect on his life and the direction of his music. He made a conscious decision to distance himself from the negativity that Death Row Records seemed to embrace. With the loss of key artists, legal battles, and a tarnished reputation, Death Row Records filed for bankruptcy in 2006. The label that had once dominated the music industry was now facing its own demise. Death Row Records was later sold to Wide Awake Entertainment and then acquired by Entertainment One, becoming a division of Hasbro. It seemed like the end of an era for the label that had defined a generation. As Snoop Dogg's career continued to soar, he began to feel the weight of his gangster persona. He wanted to shed the image that had defined him and explore new artistic directions. But Suge Knight, with his firm grip on Death Row Records and his desire to maintain the label's hardcore reputation, was resistant to change. Suge Knight had always had a reputation for his street smarts and fearless attitude. Growing up, he earned the nickname Sugar Bear, a name that would later evolve into the iconic moniker Suge Knight. Although Suge's childhood was far from easy, he channeled his energy into sports, particularly football. His talent on the field caught the attention of many, and he had dreams of pursuing a career in the NFL. In 1987, during the players' strike, Suge Knight had the opportunity to play as a replacement player for the Los Angeles Rams. Although his NFL career was short-lived, his time on the field would shape his future in unexpected ways. After his football aspirations came to an end, Suge Knight set his sights on the music industry. He recognized the power of music and its ability to tell stories and inspire change. With a passion for hip-hop, Suge Knight saw an opportunity to make a mark in an industry that was rapidly evolving. One of the most notable incidents involving Suge Knight occurred in 1992 at a recording studio. He was initially placed on probation after assaulting two rappers, a reflection of the volatile nature that often surrounded him. This incident was just the beginning of a long list of legal issues that would follow. In 1995, Suge Knight found himself in trouble with the law once again. He received a 5-year probation for assaulting two rappers at a Hollywood recording station. These altercations not only tarnished his reputation, but also raised concerns about the volatile environment within Death Row Records. The controversy surrounding Suge Knight reached a boiling point in 1996 with the deaths of Tupac Shakur, and less than a year later, notorious Big G.C. was also killed in a drive-by shooting. The murder took place amidst the intense East Coast versus West Coast hip-hop rivalry, and Suge Knight's name was once again linked to the tragedy. Although no concrete evidence has ever been presented to support these claims, there are still allegations that Suge has some involvement in the deaths of both Tupac and Notorious Big. Some believe that Tupac's plans to leave Death Row Records and Suge Knight's alleged involvement in the first shooting led to the murder of Notorious Big. Despite the rumors and accusations, Suge Knight has never been charged in connection with either murder. The lack of legal action has fueled further speculation and added to the mystique surrounding his name. The truth behind these tragic events may never be fully known. In 1997, the feud between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight reached its breaking point. Snoop made the decision to leave Death Row Records, marking the end of an era. The departure was a significant blow to Knight and the label, as Snoop's star power and talent were undeniable. The reasons behind Snoop's departure were complex. The death of Tupac Shakur, the legal battles, and the growing tension with Knight all played a role in his decision. Snoop wanted to distance himself from the label's troubled past and forge his own path in the music industry. The split between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight marked the beginning of their ongoing feud. It didn't help that Suge Knight was facing more legal trouble. In 2003, he received another jail sentence for violating parole after assaulting a parking lot attendant. These incidents further added to his reputation as a figure entangled in legal battles. Suge Knight's legal troubles culminated in a shocking incident in 2015 that would change the course of his life. He was involved in a hit-and-run incident that resulted in the death of Terry Carter, the co-founder of heavyweight Heavyweight Records, and the injury of CLE Sloan, a filmmaker. The incident occurred following an argument on the set of the film Straight Outta Compton. Suge Knight claimed self-defense, stating that he feared for his life during the altercation. However, the evidence presented in court led to his conviction for voluntary manslaughter. In 2018, he was sentenced to 28 years in prison, marking the end of his reign in the music industry and the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Fast forward to 2022, the beef between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight intensified over ownership of Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg made a bold move and purchased the label, a move that Knight vehemently criticized on his podcast, Collect Call. Knight saw Snoop's acquisition of Death Row Records as a betrayal and publicly questioned the legitimacy of the deal. In response to Knight's criticism, Snoop Dogg took to social media to defend his ownership of the label. He posted pictures of legal documents and financial records, asserting his rightful ownership of Death Row Records. The public back and forth between the two only served to further ignite their feud and draw attention to their ongoing beef. The label was sold 3 or 4 times before Snoop got it. That sounds like Suge is just hating for no reason.
What is Suge's role? What's Suge's role in all of this?
What role?
I mean, Ross, Suge, what's Suge's role?
What is his role?
I'm asking, was there any conversation? No, with the Death Row purchase.
I'm asking you.
I don't know, I'm asking.
Have you been listening?
Yeah.
It was sold 3 or 4 different times, so where does his role matter?
But it wasn't just ownership disputes that fueled the tension between Snoop and Knight. Personal attacks and public statements also played a significant role in escalating their feud. Both men took shots at each other in interviews and on social media, leaving fans and industry insiders captivated by their ongoing drama. In one particularly heated exchange, Suge Knight retaliated by suggesting that yes, you guessed it, Snoop's wife, Shantae Broadus, had an affair during a Hawaiian getaway. And that's how the drama started. Is Suge just trying to rile Snoop up, or are the pictures enough to suggest infidelity from Shantae? Enjoyed the video? Click on the ones on your screen to enjoy more.